Hello people of the internet, welcome to Paint to Life episode 62, the YouTube channel where we take tiny plastic miniatures, throw some acrylic paint on them, and breathe life into them with storytelling so you might learn something new on the subject or perhaps take the story to make your own. Tonight we're painting a unique monster with a brand new unique story, so I think this is a great drop-in for any D&D campaign or adventure. Let me know what you think at the end. Without further ado, I'm GM Atank. Let's get painting. Alright. Last time I painted the human form of Kelemvor in his Werepanther curse prior to his ascension to godhood with a foreshadowing stained glass window in the back made out of acetate. So if you missed that episode and want to learn a little history on the future god of death in the Forgotten Realms, you can check out the link at the end of the video or in the description below. Tonight I'll be revealing the special Kalameet dragon from the Dark Souls board game, which was the model created as part of the contest giveaway that was won by the Flame of Corruption. So the two colors that Flame picked were black and purple, with the thing on its forehead being blue in color. The ecosystem, he wanted a rocky terrain with maybe some wood, lawful evil alignment, and what came out of it was a collaboration of a creature unlike anything I'd ever done before, and that's good. Let's check it out. Arrabar was the capital city of Chondath in the Vilhan Reach. The city was ancient and sprawling, though the people kept it tidy, clean, and maintained. Like many in the Reach, the people of Arrabar were wary of wizards and magic. They preferred the more controllable discipline of intelligence, science. But there was a heavy influence of religious presences, including Joaquin, goddess of merchants, Helm, god of protection, and Selune, goddess of wanderers, the moon, and stars. Arrabar was the home of the human astronomer known as Dorn Hollow. He studied the night sky, the objects in it, and how it all worked. Now, Dorn was an avid scientist and somewhat of an atheist, as he had never personally seen any evidence of God outside of his science, and therefore he couldn't pick one to follow. Now, Dorn had invented a new kind of telescope, the most advanced of its kind in the land, and he chose to further investigate the bright star in the south known as the Jewel of the Southern Sky. Now, his scientific breakthrough, this telescope, showed him that the jewel was actually thousands of other stars where there normally appeared to only be one. So fascinated, he began to draw star charts. Months later, he proudly took his findings to the Church of Selune, the goddess of the moon and stars. Once inside the magnificent church, Dorn was awed by the opulence and excitedly awaited recognition of his hard work. However, the head priestess Diane not only refused to acknowledge it, she outright condemned him for it.
What you call discovery, I call heresy. Our moon maiden chooses what her night sky reveals to us, and to peek past that veil is an affront to her holy sovereignty.
Outrageous. You cannot suppress scientific discovery.
Begone, heretic.
She tore the star map back from his hands. Dorn went home, shocked at what had just happened. That night he lay in bed looking up at the stars through a window and pondered his situation. The next day, however, the Church of Selune paid him a visit. Priests stormed in, smashed his telescope, seized all of his notes, and reminded him that all of this was blasphemy. They also threatened his life should he persist his endeavors. For months, Dorn decided to put it all behind him, but he began having dreams where every night he would wake up floating in the nebula of space, and eventually his resolve was tested. He decided to reestablish his work. He hired a bodyguard to watch over him, repaired his telescope, recreated diligently his star maps in secret this time. Now, with his studies complete, he clearly sees the constellation appears to almost look draconic in nature, so he decides to name the nebula Grey Hollow, after his deceased father, Grayson Hollow. His thesis now complete, including the schematics on how to build the telescope, as well as all the coordinates needed to find Grey Hollow. Dorn decides to have it flown via a mechanical clockwork owl construct directly to the scribes at Candlekeep, the largest library in the world, with instructions to reproduce it and share it with scholars all across the world. The day comes. He's preparing his clockwork owl for its journey and about to set it loose out the window when suddenly there's a knock at the door. Stepping inside is a young half-elf cleric of Selune, no more than 14, with beautiful red hair and fascinating golden eyes. His bodyguard draws steel, but clearly the girl is no threat to them.
Please, I mean you no harm. I must speak with Dorn Hollow immediately.
I am Dorn Hollow.
Dorn, my name is Bagheera, and I have been researching the star chart you brought to the temple.
I thought your high priestess threw it away.
I may have pulled it out of the trash.
What do you want, child? I am very busy.
Dorn, you need to listen to me. The constellation you found behind the Southern Jewel, it's not unique. Civilizations have found it before. I found examples of the very same pattern of stars in our church library from the past.
Impossible. You lie.
No, Dorn, it's not impossible, and I'm not lying. Look. 3 distinct cultures from history have discovered and shared this with my order, and each time within 50 years of discovery, their culture had been wiped out by cataclysm.
This is a trick. You're trying to stifle the truth so your church can control the narrative. This is fake news.
No, this is science blindly opening doors that are not meant to be open. Dorn, please listen to me. My goddess Selune is real, and she is likely keeping this hidden from us for a reason. Please, have faith.
Sorry, Bagheera, but your superstitions are just that. Delusions. And with that, he sends his flying construct out the window on the way to Candlekeep.
It's just a little over a year since Dorn sent his thesis to the scholars at Candlekeep, and astronomers from sea to sea are all peering into the heavens with their newly invented telescopes. Grey Hollow is the word on everyone's tongue in the scientific community, and artists paint, sculpt, and celebrate the beauty of the nebula. Dorn Hollow is the only one who has noticed so far, because the change was so subtle at first, only an expert would be able to tell. But having just spent 2 years studying the starfield, the smallest change alerts his senses. The nebula appears somehow, without any scientific explanation, to be condensing, getting smaller, tighter, taking shape.
Bagheera was right. Who is this cosmic entity that stares back at me from the stars?
That day, Dorn was no longer an atheist. In fact, that day, Dorn became the very first patron of the recently discovered, recently named otherworldly entity in the sky, Grey Hollow. Light years away, although while traveling through the ethereal plane, it's not as far as you might think. A massive constellation dragon awakens from a cosmic slumber, her immensity slowly coalescing, grabbing onto a space rock the size of a small country with its manifesting claws. She once again points the star on her forehead, the jewel of the south, towards the very small blue ball very far away, from which she can instantly sense thousands of eyes gazing upon her body. Supernaturally hear her new name being spoken aloud, and one distinctive voice, Dorn Hollow in particular, offering his prayers and services. Her form atop the space rock sets off gliding through the cosmos. Alright, what did you think of that story? I wanted to write a story in particular to share a reminder that regardless of what we each believe spiritually, politically, etc., as a species we owe it to ourselves to work together to find a compromise between the best of both sides if we truly want to advance our place in the universe. So here is Grey Hollow, but not for the shelf. I'll be sending this off to Flame of Corruption for the contest. Congrats again. I hope you liked the story and the creature that I made with your suggestions. Lots of stuff coming up on Paint to Life with a couple Halloween episodes coming. Also, I have my new 3D printer installed. I've recently been printing. I printed this T800 bust and painted it. I was very happy with. So, be all kinds of fun things that I can print to enhance the channel with. Make sure you support your friendly local gaming store. Go down there, ask for some paints and some minis to give miniature painting a try. Make sure you tell them GM Atank sent you, and look at the confused look on their face when they wonder who that is. If you know anyone that might like this content, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. It slowed down a little bit since I switched to doing episodes every 2 weeks, but the extra time has been really good for me and my family, so no hard feelings there. Anyways, that's all I have for you tonight. Hope you're all safe and having a good time. We'll see you next time. Wash your hands, people. If we truly want to advance our species across... No, sir, didn't like it.